Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
We begin right now at 5 a.m. with some breaking news on the northwest side. Let me take you out to I-40. This was a reported pursuit that ended right near Portland Avenue, right there on the eastbound exit ramp.
All right, hold that shot, Stephen, just for a second. Well, he's zooming in. I want to show you the car that they were pursuing. It is off on the side of the road. And Colby, we've got our cameras there. Stephen, if you could zoom out for us just for a little bit, we can show kind of the big scene because there's a lot of police at the scene.
Yeah, you can see the damage to the vehicle. And look at this, about 10, I think, cruisers is how many we counted there on the exit ramp eastbound I-40 right there at Portland. Our Stephen Owsley has been following this really since the pursuit was called out early this morning, and you can see the large police presence that is still there. Cars are able to get by. It looks like they're off to the side, but they are now investigating what led to this pursuit. And of course, we're asking the questions of what started this and what comes next.
All right, we'll continue following the breaking news. As you're waking up, we do say good morning, a busy Wednesday morning here. We're watching the weather. Hopefully today is a transition day. Fingers crossed. Lacey, we got to kind of get these side streets cleared out. I don't know if it's going to happen.
We told you it'd be days, if not a week, before we get this completely out of here. We had so much sleet and snow, guys, that those totals stacked up drastically. So, hey, great news for the kiddos. Another school day for so many districts because of those secondary roadways, the driveways, the parking lots, shady spots, still snow covered. But if you have to get out and maybe you haven't ventured out, we had some melting yesterday, but that melting refreezing will continue to be a problem. And what we're watching for is the chance for some fog this morning. With it being so cold, that can actually create pockets of black ice. But right now, visibility is fine in the Oklahoma City area. Let me take you to the graphics and show you on our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. Now, this is Guthrie, but you can see the roads that haven't been driven on, still snow and ice packed. You can even see a little bit of fog in the light there, but where they've plowed the roads, that melted and has dried off. Now, as you're hitting the interstates today, they are mainly dry, but watch those outside lanes where some of that snow melted and refroze. There are some patches of ice. Also watch if you're driving underneath a bridge or under an overpass, because as that snow melted above, it has now frozen underneath. So just watch for patches of ice. Secondary roadways, neighborhood streets, still a mess. And your pictures by the thousands that have been coming in, especially after yesterday, as kiddos were getting out with the sunshine, the light winds, and actually playing in the snow. You can pack it now. The snowmen are amazing, but a snow pig, that's a first for me. Thank you, Austin, for sending that from Orlando. Now, something we're watching closely is fog settling in southeast Oklahoma, and we may see more of that develop down into the south metro and south central Oklahoma with temperatures in the teens and 20s. That could cause some patches of black ice now through 10 a.m. So we're going to watch for that. Trackers will be out right now, not a big deal, but you can see a little haze, which is fog this morning. Don't want that. 16 degrees is the current temperature. The dew point is just low enough that we're not saturated completely. That could change where winds go light. Many of us in the single digits to teens, and we've got very light winds. No major wind chill, but even a breath of wind, it feels like close to zero. Low single digits, especially where we still have a bulk of the snow on the ground. We got above freezing briefly yesterday, but we're back down into brutally cold conditions this morning. Back up above freezing this afternoon, guys, and then more refreezing ongoing. And the chance for some light wintry precip and freezing drizzle, light snow chances coming back. When is that big thaw? I have that for you on your 9-day. Back to you.
Lacey, we'll see you in just a bit. Hey, we want to remind you that we are live on News 9's YouTube channel. You can also scan this QR code right here on your screen with your phone. It's going to take you right to the link. You have to subscribe. If you do that, you can leave a comment. You can leave a question. We'll talk about it. You can actually see those comments and questions right here on the newscast throughout the morning.
All right, just a few minutes after 5 a.m., more breaking news. Some families in the metro are forced out of their home. Look at the flames. This was 2 o'clock this morning, a 2-alarm fire at an apartment complex.
Yeah, our crews were there on the scene right near Northwest 10th and Meridian. This call came out again just around 2. Let's go to Kylee Dedmon. She joins us live there from the scene with the latest. Kylee.
Hey, yeah, so this all started and originated from the clubhouse in the apartment complex, and that is the Meridian Mansion apartment complex. It is right off of Meridian and Northwest 12th. Now, the flames went through the attic and through the roof, and the roof actually caved in and collapsed. Thankfully, there were no injuries with any of the firefighters, anybody that was in the apartments, but unfortunately, 2 families, 2 units have now been displaced.
We were able to evacuate them pretty easily, didn't have any issues with evacuating them, and then I believe they went to their vehicle to stay warm. We did call for an embark bus to help them stay out of the weather, but they were already able to take care of that.
Now, just like the clubhouse, those 2 units are deemed a total loss. There was fire and smoke damage as well in those units. Now, again, thankfully, there were no injuries with them or any of the firefighters. Now, because this started in the clubhouse, it is right next to their pool, and those pool had nearby chemicals to help treat that pool, and so there were small explosions, but according to the fire crews, there was no problems trying to contain that, and there was no worries whatsoever with those chemicals. Now, there was worries with trying to get the fire crews here to the scene because of the weather and because of the ice, and eventually when they were leaving the scene, firemen were actually having to push their fire truck down the hill because there was no traction with the ice, so they had problems getting here and also trying to leave. Now, again, the fire is now out, but there are crews still here working on hot spots here or there, so we keep you updated as any information becomes available. But again, the fire is out and there is no injuries here at the Meridian Mansion apartment complex. Reporting live off of Meridian, Kylee Dedmon, Oklahoma's own News 9.
We have to speak up on this matter. This is the time for bravery, if there ever was one.
Well, packed house at the Oklahoma City Council meeting on Tuesday. Dozens of people showing up protesting a proposed immigration facility that we are hearing could be coming to OKC. We told you about the Homeland Security sending a letter to Oklahoma City in December, wanting to buy and then convert a large warehouse into an ice processing center.
Yeah, this proposed facility would be located near Southwest 29th and Council, right nearby Western Heights School District. City officials, though, say that they can't do much because it's the federal government. It supersedes them, but they are asking Homeland Security to apply for a special permit.
Over 60 people signed up to share comments at the council meeting. Here's just parts of that conversation.
I don't like the idea of the federal government just coming in and taking over and telling the city council what they're going to do with our community and our state.
We want the federal government to follow our existing law and allow the public to speak about whether or not a facility like that should be put in our city.
Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt wasn't at the meeting yesterday. He's in D.C., but did say this, quote, "Nevertheless, though we have to confront constitutional realities, the city government certainly can and should continue to explore any and all legal options." Also, a letter obtained by News 9 shows city leaders are also asking Oklahoma's congressional delegation in D.C. for its support, requesting that Homeland Security needs to apply for the special permit to convert that warehouse on the southwest side.
News 9 also reached out to Immigration and Customs Enforcement when we first heard about this detention center and the plans. They did get back to us this week, simply saying, quote, "At this time, we have no new detention centers to announce." That contradicts the letter we obtained from Homeland Security requesting to buy that warehouse for ICE use. Backlash at City Council is not the only challenge the Department of Homeland Security is now facing. Coming up, how a battle over funding the department could lead to another government shutdown. We'll have that report ahead.
All right, let's take a live look from our Bob Mills Arena Cam downtown OKC, and crews are working, removing debris from the old Cox Convention Center. It is almost out of there. They're making way for that new billion-dollar Thunder Arena. Now we got to go through the growing pains. Some road closures just to tell you about due to all the construction there. Broadway between Sheridan and Main is closed through March. Both westbound lanes of Sheridan are also closed through February 15th. So just a little housekeeping there in the downtown area.
As you saw from that shot, not only clearing debris, now they're going to be clearing snow and ice.
Let's get it out of here. We're waiting. Lacey, school's still out today because it's so cold and we can't get the neighborhoods cleared out.
I think a lot of parents are like, okay,
let's go.
That was enough. Kiddos are like, let's just do it one more day.
Yeah.
Let's see how long we can keep this stretch going. The secondary roads are a mess. Neighborhood streets still a mess. Parking lots still icy. And we do have the chance for some freezing fog this morning that could lead to more black ice on some of the roadways that have been cleared. Right now, sitting pretty in the metro. We'll check in with Hank Brown. He's driving around for you. It is cold as you head out. We'll get above freezing this afternoon. We'll talk about when we may see a little additional snow, and we're going to get back down below freezing for a few days, guys. It's coming up.
Keep the party going. All right, still ahead, another reminder of why you should give those snow plows plenty of space to work. the costly fine one driver is now dealing with. It's coming up after this. Welcome back. Here's a reminder to give road crews space to work. Look at this. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol shared this video of the aftermath. An SUV driver slammed into the back of an ODOT snowplow. Look at the damage left behind. Troopers say the driver, get this, was fined more than $1,200. OHP says this might be the more unbelievable number. 9 snowplows and 1 support truck were all hit by drivers during this winter storm.
Yeah, they've still been out and about doing a great job. You got to give them the room to do their jobs. It says on the back, please stay back at least 200 feet.
And pay attention.
Yeah.
Just pay attention.
Oh, man, we're watching the weather today. Lacey's here. Is there a chance for some freezing fog this morning in some parts of the state?
Yeah, we're watching for freezing fog today. Okay. Again, tomorrow, maybe a little snow on the way still with this next storm system. Okay. But it's weak. Yeah. It's just it won't take much more since we're so cold to just give us more patches of ice. And that's what we're going to watch for.
I know school officials are saying it's just too cold to have those kids out at the bus stop again, and those neighborhood streets are a mess.
Yeah, still getting to school is still a problem. Yeah. It definitely is. Your neighborhood's still crazy slick. Skating rink in many areas. If the roads have been plowed, they've really dried a lot. But if they haven't, I mean, they've just been melting and refreezing. We got above freezing yesterday for a little bit.
Briefly.
Just a little bit.
Did you know what this guy did?
What did he do?
He went sledding with his kids and then basically ended up in his T-shirt.
Well, yeah,
it was
same.
Hot. It was warm. The kids were shedding layers. I was like, aren't you guys cold? They're like, no.
No, we worked up a sweat.
That's absolutely how it goes on snow days. When you get out there and you're working, you're walking up the hill, you're carrying the sled, carrying kids on your back. Yeah. I mean,
struggle is real.
Yes, absolutely.
Workout, that's for sure.
But now we've had more refreezing, so we're back down below 32. In fact, we're in the teens, and so many of the secondary roads, snow, ice covered, more black ice in spots. The main interstates are dry. But let's go out to Hank Brown. Hank, you've been out with our trackers, I mean, daily here, off and on. Give us an update of exactly where you are and what folks need to know if they're trying to venture out on this Wednesday.
Yeah, good morning, Lacey. I think this is like day 37 of the winter cold or something like that. So mainly the side streets are the problems. The neighborhoods, you can see here coming up to this stop sign. This is out on the kind of the backside of the airport for our friends that, work at the FAA. They're coming up to the intersections. There are some black ice. The neighborhoods are still pretty packed down. Once you get to the main streets, things are okay. However, I have seen some of that melting that happened yesterday, especially around bridges. There is some black ice out there, even on the main streets. So you can get to where you need to be. You just got to give yourself a little extra stopping distance and a little extra time this morning. Back to you, Lacey.
Okay, great update there, Hank. And you can see the road he's on still has some snow on it. And what you also have to watch for is getting out of your driveway or getting into a parking lot on these edges where they have plowed. If you have a low-profile vehicle, I saw lots of people hitting high center. My husband was pulling people out because they were hitting high center in their low-profile vehicle in some of those ridges. But mostly, you're going to be okay. A few slick spots. Let me show you the map. We're watching for some freezing fog this morning. We got out of the deep freeze briefly after being so frigid for days. Yesterday, we made it up to 36. That ended that consecutive stretch. But I love this map because take a look where we didn't get above freezing. It was where we had all that heavy snow. The 6 to 10 to 12-inch totals kept temperatures down into the low 30s. Many areas did not get above freezing yesterday. For Oklahoma City, we did. All that energy from the sunshine goes into melting the snow, not heating up the air. So 36 is all we could do. 102 hours was that stretch. And now that some of the snow has melted, here's what's been in the rain gauges. At the airport, 0.35 out of this system. This will help with the drought. And as the rest of the snow continues to melt, these numbers, of course, will go up. But we're going to do it again. We're going to get back down into the deep freeze tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon, and we'll stay below freezing heading into your Friday, your Saturday, and get above freezing on Sunday. So more pipe bursting conditions are possible. That's our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. Secondary roads are a mess. Freezing fog advisory in effect to the southeast from Hugo to Bethel to Idabel, and we may see more fog try to settle in the South Metro. If that happens, when anywhere in this zone, we could have some additional black ice. We're going to watch for it. Not seeing big problems right now. So there's the Broadway extension. It looks good. and it's so cold. 16 degrees, layer up, bundle up. The winds are light. 13 is the temp in Enid, 6 with still heavy snow on the ground in Enid, 8 in Fairview, or 8 in Sayre, that is. Winds are 5 to 10, so the wind chill not a major factor, but you take off a few degrees, yeah, we're close to 0 for feel-like conditions. 0 in El Reno, 7 in Chickasha, 12 in Stillwater, and your hour-by-hour forecast will get up into the 20s by midday, and we'll try to climb up above freezing, eventually up to about 39 this afternoon. So more melting, some 40s and 50s today, but where the snow's still on the ground, again, the energy from the sun goes into melting that and just doesn't heat us up too much. Now tonight, another cold front, so we're down into the teens, the 20s. It'll actually be warmer tomorrow morning, and we'll have a chance to add some light freezing drizzle. Not locked in, but any additional precip will stick on the roadways tonight. 40% chance of light snow from Stillwater to Ponca, and then tomorrow we're colder. It'll feel like the teens, but we'll be in the low 30s. Friday evening into Saturday, we'll have a chance for potentially some more light snow. The total's not amounting to much. This isn't going to add a lot, but it could create some more slick and hazardous conditions possibly. A trace is possible Friday evening into Saturday morning, and maybe a couple of bullseyes to the north of up to 1/4 inch. And look how long we're below freezing again, Friday, Saturday, and then we get above freezing Sunday, and here comes some mid-40s as we head into next week. Back to you guys.
Lacey, thank you. I want to update you on some breaking news. This is right off of I-40 on the northwest side of Oklahoma City. A reported pursuit ends with a crash. Take a look at the aftermath. Oklahoma City police say their officers were chasing a car they believed was stolen. Officers say that car eventually lost control trying to get there off of Meridian. So this is the eastbound side, Portland, excuse me. This is I-40 right at Portland. Officers say that everyone inside that car was arrested. No injuries were reported, but right now we're hearing from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley, that exit ramp right there at Portland on the eastbound side is still closed. And you can see there's one officer there still on scene. The car is still off the side of the road. Very icy conditions out there. But again, a pursuit ends in a crash, and they have people detained at this point. We'll continue to follow the latest from officers as it comes out.
Looks like I-40 eastbound is moving okay. Again, just that exit ramp there. All right, as we move ahead, many of us have been dripping our pipes for days now, trying to prevent them from bursting in the freezing temperatures.
The question now, when can we stop? Meteorologist Megan Gold joins us with the advice you need to know. Megan?
Hey guys, we have been dripping these pipes for days, and as Lacey mentioned, we have another big stretch of below freezing temperatures headed our way. Now, of course, this morning we are below freezing. The good news tonight, we do not fall below freezing with cloud cover building in, a low temperature of 26 degrees. But as we go into your Thursday night, we are back below freezing when that stretch of below freezing temperatures starts. So all through the weekend, you've got to drip the pipes. Temperatures kind of below the threshold, which is about 20 degrees. And then by Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday, we are in much, much better shape. So several tips for you here. It's typically those exterior walls that we worry so much about. They really recommend a steady drip or a slow stream. That can be a kind of the width of a pencil. And then again, when temperatures drop below 20 degrees. So the exterior walls, especially your north walls, those are the ones that a lot of times freeze first. And water expands when it freezes, and that's what causes those pipes to burst. So keep doing it. We'll finally be out of this thing, and of course, we'll let you know when you're safe to stop dripping them. Back over to you guys.
Well, a man known for building snow sculptures in the metro, taking advantage of this cold weather. We'll show you his latest design. Yep, rumble is pleased. Juan for the city. It's next.
Basically, I'm doing body work on a snow sculpture. And it caught on with the kids, and they don't let me quit.
Oh, man, this guy is taking his high school body shop skills and using it to build a giant Rumble the Snowman sculpture. Is this not the coolest thing? Look at this. Rex spent 10 hours filling a 6-foot-tall wire tower with snow and making Rumble come to life. Here's part of how he did it. He has made so many sculptures. The first one he did 36 years ago, I think it was Snoopy. He has become really kind of a hit with kids. Look at the one from SNU, Shrek. This guy is so talented. You can find Rumble at Northwest 150th and Santa Fe before he melts away.
body shop skills. I mean, he's an artist.
Yeah, he
That's
definitely
incredible.
is. Got to spray paint the snow, the ice. He needs Mother Nature's help on that one, for sure.
I don't understand how he was able to pack that snow. He must have some water or something out there with him. As we turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center, Lacey, it's still, even though we've had some melting and it's gotten a little wetter, it's still very fine.
It takes
tough.
time. It takes patience for sure. Then you put a little bit of water on it and you can kind of pack it a little bit more. But he's a professional.
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
going to make that sculpture go. I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Said one for the city, of course.
I love it.
So proud of the Thunder. All right, guys.
Get out, Lacey, in the snow with your kids?
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, we have. We have enjoyed for sure. We have not made a snowman. My daughter's a little disappointed in that, but it's been hard. Now that you see some of the snow is starting to pack up, and I just spoke with Hank. He's like, guys, it's kind of a wet cold this morning. Since the humidity is higher, it actually feels colder as you head out. Hey, Hank's at a drive-thru. Where are you going there, Hank? Are they open? No, I don't think so. But there's the snow. He'll have an update on those secondary roads, the neighborhood streets. Get us something hot, Hank. We'll check in with him coming up.
I'll take an Egg McMuffin, Hank.
There you go, with hash browns, right?
Yeah, still ahead. We go behind the scenes with the Metro District, hoping to keep students safe. How they decide to have a snow day, the plans that go into it, it's all ahead at 5:30.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Welcome back. We do have an update to this breaking news right near I-40 in Portland on the northwest side of Oklahoma City. This is where police say that a pursuit ended with a crash. You're seeing the vehicle at the end of this. Oklahoma City police say their officers were chasing what they believe was a stolen car.
All right, those drivers of that car right there lost control. It kind of went off the road right near the Portland exit. And now what we're learning, police tell News 9 this car was stolen. The two people that were in the car have been taken into custody. But now you're looking, we believe these are the actual owners of the car. They just arrived at the scene. Good thing they had a spare key there. And so they're trying to see if they can get their car back out on the roadway and get some help for it because it has been damaged because that pursuit ended in that crash there. The exit ramp on the eastbound lanes at Portland is closed, but oh, they're already going to have some trouble here trying to get this thing out. They might need the tow truck to come in. Come on, big guy.
He's going to gun it.
Oh,
One more time.
Kind of what a rude wake-up call. It's like, honey, our car's live on TV right now. We got to go get it, huh?
I can't imagine that call. Yeah, it's been stolen. It's not in our driveway anymore. No, it's on News 9, and you're looking at it live. So.
All right, the traffic there on I-40 eastbound lanes right there at Portland, kind of as you make your way right to the I-44 interchange is going to be A-OK. So looks like there's the owner. I think we're going to talk to him coming up, and we'll let you know kind of exactly what happened. Ooh, that's a rude wake-up call.
It sure is. And by the way, you can follow this all live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel. We are streaming live there right now. And as we turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center, Lacey, we're seeing they're having some trouble getting that out because of the snow and now ice with the refreezing.
Absolutely. You get just off the areas that have plowed. We still have a blanket of snow several inches deep across most of Oklahoma. Where the roads have been plowed, they completely dried off. Hank Brown is out this morning, and we're watching on our Lucky Star Sky Cam network for the chance for a little light fog. You can kind of see some of the haze in some of the city streets, some of the city lights. This is Hank Brown's shot. That is ice and snow packed down. So that's why many of the schools are still out today. Some you got to get to school. Some are virtual, and yeah, many are still out today due to the slick and hazardous conditions just getting to those main thoroughfares. Let me show you the map. It's most of the areas that have had the snow. We had some melting yesterday and some refreezing, of course, overnight, and we're going to continue to do this. We do have a chance for some additional light snow coming up as we head into the next couple of nights. I'll show you when and where. Here's a picture. We have so many thousands of pictures coming in of the kiddos just enjoying the snow days, especially over the past couple of days with the sunshine, the light winds. It's been great to get outside. Look at those snowmen. Oh my gosh, I think that's Fortnite. So stinking cool. Cheryl, thank you for sending that picture in of the babies, and keep those coming. You do have to be careful this morning for the chance for some thick fog. If you start to drive and your visibility drops, that water droplets, those water droplets from that fog could freeze on contact, giving additional black ice. So be careful. We'll talk about it in a second. There's a look right now at our next storm system coming out from Nevada all the way up to Canada. That is a quick mover, and it brings us a chance for wintry mix tonight, and maybe a little snow and freezing drizzle. I'll show you. Visibility poor in the southeast. Freezing fog is ongoing from Hugo to Bethel to Idabel, and that could spread up. We could have more fog develop in south central sides of the state. Slight chance in the metro, so crews are out. We'll update you if that starts to happen. I'll tell you, the visibility has dropped even a little bit more across the downtown area, and it doesn't take much of those droplets to start to stick on elevated surfaces and even the main roads. Be careful. 16 is where we're sitting air temperature-wise. 5 in Kingfisher, 11 in Enid, 21 in Lawton. Light north winds. The wind chill is near 0 in many areas. But again, the winds are fairly light. And we do warm up above freezing today. We'll get back into the upper 30s. And coming up in full weather, more black ice off and on. We're going to go through another stretch where we're below freezing. But when do we actually thaw out? I'll show you that in just a minute.
All right, and we do want to remind you, we are live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel. Chime in. You can scan this QR code. It'll take you right there. So if you're watching us, leave us a comment, say hi, let us know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, go ahead and do that in the chat line. We'll get to those questions throughout the newscast.
Well, so many school districts out of school today. You'll see those scrolling across the bottom of your screen right there. It's because of the snow and because of the ice. And now we're learning what it takes for a district to make that call.
Yeah, because sometimes you think, well, the main roads are good. Could our kids be going to school? Well, there's a lot that goes into it. Our Jennifer Pierce has the story from the Putnam City School District.
While students enjoy several snow days, Putnam City school administrators are continually assessing the conditions outside.
They're all assigned to certain things: parking lot, sidewalks, roads, main roads, neighborhood roads. Wind chill is the main one right now that we're looking at, just to make this monumental decision.
District spokesperson A.J. Graffio says the PC school district covers 44 square miles and crosses multiple municipalities.
What is happening on the north side may be different from what's happening on the south side, and we have to average all of that together.
The district considers the bus riders, the students who walk, and the parents taking their children to school.
We have to factor in that every student might not have the proper winter gear.
Graffio says district officials know canceling school can also impact working parents.
Ideally, in a perfect world, we want to make it with an abundance of caution so families have time to plan.
Jennifer Pierce, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Yeah, tough call to make. Everyone wants to keep the kids safe. District officials also have to consider roads for the buses. They have plenty of traction, but they can still get stuck and cause delays with getting students to school or to home. Most metro school districts are closed again today, and here we go. It does include the same ones: Oklahoma City, Bethany, Choctaw, Nakoma Park. Deer Creek closed today as well. Edmond Public Schools, Moore, Mustang is virtual today. Norman Public Schools also closed again. Piedmont closed. Putnam City, as you just saw, closed. Yukon Public Schools, those closures on the bottom of your screen. We will update any church services that could be closed again for this Wednesday through the day on news9.com.
And how about the universities? UCO reopening campus as normal today. That was after being closed since Friday. OU's Norman campus will open late at 10 a.m., so in-person classes before that are being canceled. Oklahoma schools have employed more than 20,000 emergency certified teachers over the last 5 years. This is in order to cope with the ongoing teacher shortage. I got the chance to speak with one of those emergency certified teachers that became certified, and all about how that process looks. Judith Huerta teaches English as a second language at Oklahoma City Public Schools. She actually started as a community resource coordinator for the district, and then this was after she moved to the U.S. 30 years ago. She was also an immigrant rights coordinator, and later she went through that program to become a certified teacher.
I was able to see and work with admin and teachers that were creating welcoming spaces for their students. So I wanted to be able to do that, and at the time there was a cohort that was created for a master's program in educational leadership. So I took that and I finished it.
Yeah, Huerta says she hopes to become a principal one day. You can watch that full interview with her, the district, about the opportunities they offer to become a teacher. It's over at news9.com. And it was interesting when we were talking with her. She said when she moved here, she obviously had to learn English.
Right.
And so now that experience has helped her teach other students that are going through the same thing that she went through 30 years ago.
She can relate.
Yeah.
She knows she's changing lives, right?
Exactly. And they were saying with so many emergency certified teachers, they want people that have experience in the field that they're teaching, because that impacts the classroom.
Can't say thank you enough to Judith and what she's doing for Oklahoma kids out there. All right, we're going to switch gears, talk a little bit about that forecast. Lacey Swope joins us here just after 5:30. It's still pretty chilly out there, Lacey.
It is very cold, and now there's more moisture in the air, so we're seeing a little bit of fog settle in. Since we're well below freezing, many areas in the low teens, we could have some more black ice develop with freezing fog. So trackers are out once again. We'll check in with Hank Brown coming up after the break. Down to 12 degrees by 7 a.m. We'll warm up above freezing this afternoon, but guys, we're tracking more chances for some freezing drizzle, maybe a little light snow, and back in the deep freeze. We'll have it for you coming up.
Hey, let's take a live look on our Wednesday morning. This is what's greeting you at Lake Hefner Parkway. Yeah, we have a few folks already on the early jump on the morning drive. There is some black ice on the roads, especially kind of those outside lanes. Just be careful out there. Allow extra time. We're back with more right after this. All right, the camera's rolling, Colby. And they're off.
It took a little bit to get going. We used a cardboard box to go sledding because I called almost every store in the metro, I think, trying to find a sled.
Awesome.
They were sold out. We did get some inflatables for the pool. We used those until they popped. So then what do you resort to?
Yeah.
The cardboard box. So Boone there in the front, my youngest, was very hesitant, so I feel bad about this.
Why?
I told him that we were just going to take a picture and then he didn't have to ride down with us.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. He loved it. Look at him.
Oh, I knew he would have a great time.
Look at him.
So yeah, as soon as we all sat down, I just grabbed him and we're
How many times did they say, do it again, Dad, do it again?
They climbed up that hill, which was very steep actually, probably 100 times. And I thought that they were going to be passed out by the time we got home.
Oh. Nope.
And meanwhile, I go sit on the couch and I'm out.
Right.
They're running around. Just
You're done.
Get some amped up.
Yeah,
the snow just does something. It does to kiddos and to meteorologists who love it. I mean, it does.
Fun.
It's exhilarating whenever you don't have to see people get out. That's what's been kind of nice about this one. So many folks really did get to stay home.
Yes.
And so many of the kiddos get to stay home. But a lot of folks have to get out, and for the ones that have to venture out, the roads have been a mess.
And they have one more day of being locked in the house with those kids.
We'll get back to school at some point. Maybe I'm wondering if it might be the whole week, because really we're not getting above freezing, and then we could have some more mess coming in. Who knows?
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. We've got a lot of melting in store today. We'll get well above freezing, and then we'll be below freezing for a few days there. But we also are going to add some more precipitation. So trackers have been out, oh my goodness, since Friday? Off and on around the clock. And that's the scene this morning. Hank, that fog looks to be getting a little thicker. Give us an update.
Yeah, Lacey, I was going to try to show you that in those lights right there. For the most part, the main streets are okay. Now, one thing to know that you get your confidence up and you're going, and then all of a sudden your lane may get a lot skinnier because some of that melted and refroze, from the sides back into your lane. But you can see that haze in them street lights there. That fog is starting to get closer and closer, or thicker and thicker. So it's really cold this morning. The moisture in the air makes it really, really cold. So hopefully one more day of this, and we'll be a little bit better off. I know my grandson, when I told him last night he was out of school again today, he was very disappointed because he misses his teacher. Back to you, Lacey.
Oh, what a sweetheart. He wants to go to school because he misses his teacher. That's so sweet. I think so many of the kiddos are in that same boat, missing their friends, probably getting a little bit stir crazy at this point, but so many are like, hey, another day to sleep in. That's the view, though. Hank's driving around on the roadways. There is the fog, and you'll even see on the outside lanes there, kind of on the edges. Be careful, shifting lanes. Interstates are dry. Let me take you to the maps. Most of the highways are dry, but the areas that haven't been driven on, still snow and ice packed. And watch for the secondary roads, the neighborhoods, highways mostly dry, city streets, there are still lots of ice, still lots of snow if it's not a snow route. Neighborhoods, very slick and hazardous, especially your sidewalks, your driveway. This is when folks have those slips and falls, Colby Thelen, trying to get out to the vehicle or to your mailbox. So be careful. The pictures coming in are just spectacular. Trisha, thank you so much. That is an Oklahoma snow day right there. Look at the Brahms buttons, the French fry nose. The Brahms sauce, amazing for the hat. That's cool. Keep them coming. All right, down in Guthrie, or up in Guthrie from here, you can see the snow still very much on the ground, and it's going to take days for this to completely melt away. Yesterday, we did get to 36 degrees in Oklahoma City, 40s to the east, lots of melting, but many areas where the heaviest of snow fell, look at those low 30s, didn't get above freezing, where you had those 10 to 12 to 14-inch totals, 10-inch totals to the north. You're still below freezing, and so Enid, 121 consecutive hours below 32. 122. Same thing, Miami, 123, 118 hours in Clinton. In Oklahoma City, we got above freezing briefly yesterday, broke the stretch to 102 hours, but I do think we get below freezing tomorrow afternoon, and we stay there until Sunday. So we'll go through another 68 hours back in the deep freeze. We're watching for the freezing fog this morning. We're seeing some of that set up from Hugo to Bethel to Idabel. Right now, it's not thick enough to start to cause additional black ice in central or southern Oklahoma, but that's possible now through 10 a.m. So Hank is out, and if we start to see problems, we will let you know, but you can see more traffic on the Broadway extension as folks are venturing out on this Wednesday morning. 16 is the current temperature, down to 6 in Kingfisher, 9 in Altus, 12 in Stillwater. Winds are 5 to 10 miles per hour, and the wind chill is near 0. In fact, it's 2 below out in Sayre with just a little bit of a breath of wind. Your hour-by-hour forecast will be at 14 by 9, 32 will be above freezing by lunchtime, and then we get into the upper 30s again today. Look out west. 52 Woodward, 57 in Guyman, where the snow has melted mostly. And then where we still have snow on the ground, it's going to take a while before we get back up there. I do think we'll be tracking a system coming in from the northwest tonight into tomorrow morning. Might give us some patchy freezing drizzle, not locked in for the metro, but there's a chance, and some light snow to the north. Now, as we fall into the 20s, that could cause additional slick spots. We'll update you. Tomorrow afternoon into the low 30s with that front hitting, and then we get below freezing. Friday afternoon, we're in the 20s for highs, and we'll see a 20 to a 40% chance by Friday evening into Saturday morning of some light snow. Some areas picking up another trace or a dusting. With that, I'm only 23 on Saturday, but then 40 on Sunday, 46 on Monday, mid-upper 40s next week, guys, and that'll be a rain chance come next Tuesday night. I'll send it back to you.
Let's check in on the morning drive. Meteorologist Megan Gold watching the roadways, and a lot of folks are already out early, Megan, on the roads.
Right, getting things back going here after several days of being locked in the house. Some folks, this is the first time in several days they've had to be out. I do want to show you the shot from our Stephen Owsley. You can see the snowpack here. He is at I-40 in Portland, that active scene that we had from that stolen car, the pursuit that crashed out, and I-40 moving along just fine, but that box truck still kind of causing a little bit of a slow spot as folks are trying to get around it. So I'll take you to the map, show you where this is. Again, I-40 in Portland. No worries if you're traveling eastbound or westbound into or out of the metro. You can travel just fine there, but you will still see that spot. So again, we're watching for black ice this morning. It is still the city streets, those secondary roadways, rural streets that are causing big issues, and we will have more melting as we go through the day today. But watching for dense fog to develop, and some of those water droplets could give us additional areas of black ice. Here's I-35 this morning. The main thoroughfare still mostly dry. Again, watch for any of that little sheen. Could be black ice, guys. Back over to you.
5:50 on our Wednesday morning. Time to take a look at some top national stories. A new report sent to Congress reveals that 2 federal agents fired their weapons before ICU nurse Alex Preddy was shot and killed in an altercation in Minneapolis. The report does not make claims that Preddy reached for his gun before the shooting Saturday, but the report said he did have a weapon. It does contradict Homeland Security's claim that the man approached agents with his gun.
A second teen is dead after a sledding accident in Frisco, Texas over the weekend. Police say 2 girls were riding on a sled being pulled by a Jeep. This was on Sunday. That's when they said the sled hit a curb and crashed into a tree. Officers say another teen was driving that Jeep. Police have not said if that teen will face criminal charges.
Oh, goodness. Just those kids have to be so careful out there. All right, now taking a live look from the U.S. Capitol, the federal government could shut down again as lawmakers are split over funding for Homeland Security. Senate Democrats are now refusing to vote for that funding bill, which was passed by the House. They thought they had an agreement, but with all the situation that's taken place over the last weekend in Minneapolis, now we're hearing the Senate's 53 Republicans would need 7 Democrats to keep the government open. They are not thinking that's going to happen. So Friday is the deadline. Our Alex Cameron is there in D.C. watching it all play out. He'll keep you posted.
Oh, man, we've had so much fun seeing all your snow day pictures. Look at this. Emily sent us this one. Baby Salem enjoying the snow with a beautiful sunset behind her. Salem's a great name, too. Others also had fun shoveling. Megan sent us this one from Yukon, yeah. And then how about this one? It's quite not so much fun. Bridget sent us this picture.
Weird.
Benjamin's first snow day in Del City, and he was having a rough go.
He's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. It's so cold. He's like, so, what is all this white stuff? It's slippery.
It's amazing, these kids that go skiing at these ages where they're so little and they just, you know, don't use the poles and they're out, they love it, and they do better than the adults, you know?
It's a different places where they just grow up that way, I guess.
For many of us, this is the most snow these kids have seen in their entire lives. I mean, for my kids, they've never seen this much snow.
Yes. Was your boy Troy going crazy?
Oh, just absolutely losing their minds.
Oh, yeah.
Tonka trucks, digging and everything, sledding and everything.
He's got the driveway covered for
Troy
you.
just lays in it and just wallers in it. I mean, there's no getting him up. Like, Troy, get up, you're getting wet. He doesn't care. Doesn't care.
Oh,
He just
boy.
rolls in it.
I love it. Yeah.
They don't feel it.
How are we doing on the roads today?
They're good. We are watching for that freezing fog this morning. Could give us some black ice.
Ooh, all right. Yeah. Lacey, we're going to cool off more this morning?
Another cold front on the way for tomorrow. But today we're getting above freezing. Okay. And we'll have the latest coming up at 6.
That's the good news. All right. We have more ahead here on News 9.
Yeah, we're showing you some breaking news right now. This is an apartment fire that happened right near Northwest 12th and Meridian, and we're seeing a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
Firefighters telling us this is out, but we're seeing a lot of smoke billowing up from this apartment complex. Our Kylee Dedmon is there. She's monitoring it. We're going to have a live report from her coming up. Good morning, I'm Colby Thelen. Right now on News 9 at 6, an apartment fire breaks out on the northwest side of Oklahoma City overnight. We have our Kylee Dedmon live there at the scene. We're going to check in with her for the latest coming up. Plus this.
I don't like the idea of the federal government just coming in and taking over and telling the city council what they're going to do with our community and our state.
Residents saying not in Oklahoma City. 60 residents giving their opinions at the city council meeting, talking about this new potential ICE facility, the immigration facility on the southwest side. I'm Robin Marsh. Their message loud and clear coming up.
And right now, roads still very slick and icy in spots. Main interstates, highways looking pretty good. And Hank Brown is out for you this morning, and he's getting some very light freezing drizzle where we could see additional ice this morning. It's coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Still in the freezer. That's the headline this morning. It's been so cold, still so much ice and snow out there. I had a parent talk to me yesterday saying, hey, do you think they're going to be in school at some point this week?
I know.
Looking at the side streets, it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. We got to get some more sunshine out there, melting things away. The sun did a really good job yesterday. Lacey, as we come to you, the main thoroughfares looking really good. The interstate's looking great. Those snow routes are looking good. But the neighborhoods, and it's so cold out.
It's getting from your front door down your sidewalk and your driveway into your car and then to those places. That's actually the most treacherous part of your day. Let me show you Hank Brown's shot and show you on his windshield. Hank is having a little bit of freezing drizzle. Now what that can do is cause additional ice. It's very, very light. It's just a few droplets, but the concern now through 10 a.m. is in portions of central and even southern Oklahoma, this could become even more dense and even more thick, and that could again create problems where the roads have been dry. That's what it looks like on the secondary roadways. There's a parking lot there, and we'll check in with Hank coming up. Let me show you Next Gen Live fired up. Hank's down in South OKC, and right now, very, very fine drizzle. Most of what we're seeing, the air is too dry for the drizzle to make it to the ground, and that fog will try to set in and get thicker. Now, we do have thick fog going on down in southeast Oklahoma, where there is more black ice developing from Idabel back up to Atoka, and there's the chance now through 10 for just some of that light fog to settle in. Visibility's down to about 6 miles in OKC, not terrible. 4 miles in Clinton, but if you're driving and you're noticing any type of fog or any type of water droplets on your windshield, that could cause some more black ice. I don't think anything will be liquid this morning. So freezing fog advisory in the far southeast, and you see the snow going on coming into the northern Rockies. That storm system brings us additional winter precip tonight and tomorrow in the form of some freezing drizzle, some sleet, and some light snow, and another big cold front as well. Lucky Star Skycam Network, we've fallen to 15 degrees in Oklahoma City. Look at Old Glory, completely calm, not much wind at all, but even the light wind that we have is causing the temperatures, which are in the single digits and teens, to feel like close to 0. Your hour-by-hour forecast will still be in the teens through 9 through 11 a.m. in the 20s. By the time we get to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 32, and we'll top out in the upper 30s and even 40s across the region. So yesterday we got above freezing. We'll get above freezing for a while today. Areas that have had the most snow, you'll probably get above freezing this afternoon for the first time since Friday of last week. But again, another strong cold front hit. So how strong is that one? How long are we in the deep freeze? What could this wintry mess do to the roads? We'll talk about all of it coming up.
Lacey, thank you. A massive fire forces 2 families out of their homes. It all happened at an apartment complex overnight, right around 2 a.m. This is near Northwest 10th and Meridian. Let's go to Kylee Dedmon. She joins us live from the scene. Kylee, you've been talking with somebody that lives in that complex. What's the latest there?
Yeah, hey, Colby. So crews have been working for more than 4 hours on this fire. And although I don't see any flames, I am starting to see tons of smoke behind us. Now, this is at the clubhouse, which is also their laundry room as well. So we've been seeing tons of smoke. Crews are still here. An OG&E truck is also here. Now, thankfully, there's been no injuries from any of the residents here or any of the firefighters. So that's great news there. But yes, like you said, 2 families had to have been displaced. Now, I'm actually here with Anthony Willis. Now, Anthony, you live at these apartments kind of right behind us, just right across from the clubhouse and laundry room. And you were saying you were there last night. Kind of talk to me about what happened this morning, because you said you had to be evacuated.
I woke up to people banging on my door, and usually I don't give up because I don't get up in the morning because there's usually somebody knocking on the wrong door. So I jumped up and I heard her screaming fire, fire. So I ran outside, and it was less than, not even 20 minutes, it was in a big blaze, and it burned pretty fast. And it's not the first time we had fires here.
Yeah, so you said that you've been living here for about 10 years, and this is like y'all's 4th fire.
Yes, 4th fire, and it's very scary. I think I'm gonna move now because it could have been my apartment. And I'm like right here, and I was just in there washing clothes last night, and I'm a little scared. I haven't been to sleep yet. I'm still tired because I couldn't go back to sleep.
Absolutely. So since your apartment's right here, it's across from it, is your apartment safe? Is everything safe inside? Are you and your family safe?
We're safe. Thank God we're safe. I got woke up by neighbors, and everybody was out here, so we got pretty good neighbors here. That's why I've been here so long, because it's so quiet. Nobody bothers me, but I think I might move now.
So whenever the fire was fully engulfed and you were seeing it and you were watching it, where were you? Did you leave or did you just stay here?
I was just standing right here in front with everybody else, and we were just watching, seeing what was going on, make sure the other people got out on the other side. But it was a crazy morning.
What were you and all the other residents kind of thinking and talking about this morning when y'all saw that?
Just talking about how it's not the first time that it happened, and wondering what's the problem is, why we have so many fires, and why did it start? And it's usually always overnight. Every fire is overnight while everybody's sleeping. So I was scared this morning.
Absolutely. And like you said, that you were in that laundry room, which is also the clubhouse, last night. How wild is that just hours later, it was fully engulfed?
It's crazy. It's terrifying to just be in there last night washing clothes and then look at it and there's nothing there no more. It's scary.
Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I'm so glad that you and your family are safe. Y'all are you're about to go to work, so safe travels on this ice. So thank you, Anthony, for being with us this morning. I appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so again, Robin and Colby, thankfully there were no injuries out here, but crews are still working. And another problem that crews were having to face was this weather, was the ice trying to get to this building. Again, this is off of Meridian and Northwest 12th Street. So they are still out here working. We just saw some fire crews come to the back. So although we don't see any visible flames, we are still seeing tons of smoke. So we will keep you updated as we get more information. We're reporting live, Kylee Dedmon, Oklahoma's own News 9.
All right, Kylee, thanks. And Anthony, we feel for you. 4 fires, boy, I'd be wanting to move too. Thanks for that report. Meanwhile, 2 people are in custody after a chase ends in a crash on the northwest side of Oklahoma City. Police say officers were chasing a car they believed was stolen when that car lost control right there on the exit ramp. It crashed near I-40 in Portland. Officers say that everyone inside that vehicle, the 2 people, were arrested. No injuries were reported.
Putting something like this that's going to be a cause of so much fear and division and is going to attack the very things that make this community so wonderful.
Oklahoma City taxpayers taking a strong stance about the possibility of the federal government moving an immigration facility to Oklahoma City on the southwest side. In fact, dozens packed City Hall for the weekly Oklahoma City Council meeting yesterday, urging leaders to push back against Homeland Security. Our Lisa Monahan is talking about that. She'll have more on that city's response coming up in just a moment. It was heated at the meeting. It came after a letter from the Department of Homeland Security and detailing plans to convert a warehouse into a processing facility. City officials say they're looking for ways to stop the facility from opening, but they admit there's really not a lot they can do. Even Mayor Holt saying the city will explore legal options. After the meeting, we did get the response from ICE, who says, quote, no detention centers to announce. But again, don't forget, we got that letter in our hands from the federal government to Oklahoma City, so it could be in the works, and we are watching what will happen because we know a lot of folks are caring about this one.
6:09 your time right now. Let's get a check of traffic. Of course, the roadways have been a big question mark for a lot of folks. Let's turn to Megan Gold now. Megan, how are things looking so far for this morning's commute?
Well, we're still worried about the potential for black ice. A lot of the city streets still covered in snow and ice, your neighborhood, your driveways. So just want you to be careful. Again, that's been the story here for the past several days, and it will be until we finally thaw out and really get rid of all this moisture. We're also watching for freezing fog this morning. Thankfully, no dense fog in the metro. You will notice a little bit of a haze from some reduced visibilities, but it's down in southern Oklahoma that we have some areas of that fog. Also, our Hank Brown out this morning reporting a little bit of light freezing drizzle. And remember, any moisture that we have right now can refreeze as black ice. So just be safe as you hit the roadways. Lacey and I'll have more for you here in a few minutes.
Oklahoma Highway Patrol is sharing new video reminding drivers, please pay attention while street crews are out working. And here's proof why you need to do so. They just released this video. The aftermath of a driver that slammed into the back of an ODOT snowplow. Look at their car's a mess. It caused the snowplow to be disengaged for a moment. And there you see the warning, sand trucks stay back at least 200 feet. Troopers say the driver suffered minor injuries and was given a hefty fine, $1,200 for hitting the snowplow. The Highway Patrol says 5 ODOT and 4 Turnpike Authority snowplows have been hit by drivers during the recent snowstorm.
What do you notice about the interstate there? It's dry.
They were trying to do their job and clear it off, right?
It was dry, and so it's like, well, maybe they just weren't paying attention. It's hard to know how they hit, but here's the thing. They're going to be out and about, and they need to be because of so many roads that are still in hazardous conditions.
Main thoroughfares looking good. It's those secondary and neighborhood streets that are a mess. Lacey, we need that sunshine out today.
We'll see more melting again today. We'll get back up above freezing again for a while this afternoon, and then we get back in the deep freeze for a few days, guys, and we'll add some more precip in the form of some freezing drizzle, some sleet, some more light snow. This morning, as you're heading out, Hank's on the roads for you. We do have the chance for some freezing fog. Right now, it's not too thick in the metro, not causing much in the way of additional problems, and it is so very cold. We'll talk about the warming trend today, the big cold front tomorrow, and how much more snow we could see coming up.
All right, out the door forecast, bundle up. I felt like Kylie needed a little more clothes on. The mother in me was like, girl, where is your hat and gloves and get a big old parka on. It is cold.
Yeah, when the wind chill's been below zero. Right. Hey, 7 degrees feels like temperatures. That's like, you know,
isn't it crazy
tropical.
The difference? Sunshine and 30s made yesterday.
Yes.
So many folks got into the 30s and the 40s, and it felt so much better. But now it is very cold.
It was fun to get out for all those kiddos.
Oh my gosh,
that got out
absolutely
yesterday.
Blast. It's been a ball for many of the kids across the region. For the folks that have to get out and drive in the conditions, it's been treacherous at times. It's getting a little better, but still some big problem spots. So,
neighborhood's the toughest part.
the sidewalks. If you didn't, scrape your sidewalk and shovel it down and let it melt, it's just Colby knows. Colby knows.
Colby's had the problems before, right?
Slips and falls, a big concern. Hank is out this morning, guys, and he's monitoring the roadways for you, and there is still the slick spots on the parking lots, the secondary roads. Hank, give us an update of what you're seeing as some folks are getting out for the first time. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lacey, you can see as I come up to this intersection here, there's a little bit of white ice. There is some black ice out there on the side roads. One thing I've noticed on the highway, everybody's doing 70, 75. And even though the on-ramps and stuff are in pretty good shape, when you do get off, there are patches of ice, so you have to really be careful, as well as like in the fast lane where that refreeze or melt and refreezes happen, sometimes your lane gets skinny all of a sudden and there's some black ice. So just give yourself a little extra time, pack a little extra patience this morning, Lacey. Back to you.
That'll go a long way. Thank you so much, Hank. Appreciate you being out on the roadways for folks all the time. And you can see what the secondary roads look like there in OKC. Now, for the bus stop forecast, there are some kiddos that do have to go to school today. Most are either virtual or you just get another snow day. But it's 12 degrees for getting out this morning. If you're heading into work, layer up, bundle up. 20s midday, and we'll top out in the upper 30s with some sunshine later this afternoon. Your pictures have just been flooding in. We've been showing them. We'll continue to show them for the week to come. New Walla, thank you, Felicia, for sending this one in. Big guy, got to have those sunglasses. Man, it's bright when the sun comes out with all that snow on the ground. And look at the snowman. That's a perfect snowman. Good job. It's been a fluffy snow. It's been hard to pack, but if you really work at it, you can get the job done. Now, hitting the roads, most of the highways and the interstates have been completely dried off and cleared off, but city streets still lots of snow and ice. Allow extra stopping distance for sure. If you're coming down a hill and you know you got to stop, be careful. And in neighborhoods, many of the neighborhoods are still snow and ice packed, and your sidewalks and your driveways are very slick if you have not cleared those off. Now, the temperature yesterday, 36 in OKC, 40s to the southeast, 32 in Enid, but then you'll notice many areas stayed in the 20s and low 30s, did not get to freezing yesterday, and that's because you had the most snow in those areas. You can kind of follow along the snow footprint of where you had 10, 11, or a foot of snow. That takes a long time to erode away, and the sun rays go into energy from that into melting that snow and not heating up the air. 118 plus hours below freezing in Clinton, 115 in Altus, 123 in Miami. Yesterday we got above freezing, so that stretch was 102 in Oklahoma City, but we get below freezing sometime tomorrow afternoon and won't get back up above freezing until Sunday afternoon. So we're going back into the deep freeze. That's where we're headed. I want to show you what's going on right now. You saw Hank's shot. He's had a couple of areas where he's ran into some very, very fine freezing drizzle. So far, it's not been enough to cause additional black ice to what we've already seen. Southeast Oklahoma getting in on the fog action, and that's where freezing fog is settling in. We're watching for maybe some light freezing fog. No, we're doing it already. Freezing frog is happening. Watch for black ice down in south central Oklahoma, and then we'll continue to watch for those areas to kind of melt as we head into the afternoon. Now, our next storm system is bringing yet another wave of freezing drizzle, sleet, and some snow. It's now over Idaho, and that's going to come down into the area tonight and tomorrow morning. There's a live look on Next Gen. There's Hank's shot. Right now, just no widespread drizzle showing up, which is good. So many of the roads are dry, but watch for anything that looks like liquid. It is most likely ice. 15 in Oklahoma City. It's 12 in Stillwater, 6 in Kingfisher, 19 in Lawton. Winds are light to 5 to maybe 10 miles per hour, so it still feels like the single digits or even 2 to 3 degrees below zero. Dangerously cold to start the day, but back up to a balmy 39 later today with a southwest breeze. That'll be light. 39 in Stillwater, 35 in Enid, 35 degrees in Altus, some 40s and 50s in the northwest today where a lot of your snow has melted. And then tonight into tomorrow morning, and we may even watch this into the early afternoon, depending on how this plays out. We'll watch for some light freezing drizzle or sleet to come in from the north. All snow in the northeast might create some additional slick spots. Temperatures fall into the teens and 20s overnight tonight, not as cold. But then tomorrow afternoon, that next cold front presses in. Winds are up out of the north, 15, 25 miles per hour, and we will be in the low 30s. Friday, we're in the 20s in central Oklahoma and up to the north with some light snow developing Friday evening into Saturday. And so again, that could cause some areas that pick up a dusting, maybe a trace of snow, and then up to the north, a few bullseyes could see up to 1/4 of an inch. But this is not going to add a whole lot of additional snow to the area, and we stay very cold on Saturday, 23, but watch what happens Sunday. We clear it out. We get back up to near 40, and then the mid to upper 40s make their way into the forecast next week, guys. That's when we finally really thaw things out. We'll send it back to you.
That's a big question. When do we thaw things out? I know you have so many questions and comments. We want to remind you that we're live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel. You can scan the QR code. It'll take you right there. You can leave those questions, leave those comments in that live chat after you subscribe, and then we'll get to those throughout the show.
All right, we're watching the morning drive for you as well, hoping things are A-OK. Let's ask meteorologist Megan Gold. She's eyeing things. How are we doing out there, Megan?
Hey, good morning, Robin. We are doing well. No crashes to report to you here at 6:21 on your Wednesday morning. But as Lacey mentioned, we have another stretch of below freezing temperatures headed our way. We have had questions flooding in on social media about dripping your faucets. We have been in this thing since Friday morning. We finally climbed above freezing yesterday afternoon. But we are going to be back in this. We're going to have to keep doing this here at least into the middle of next week. So just a reminder here, it's the exterior walls that we worry about the most, especially the ones that face the north. A steady drip or a slow stream. A lot of times you'll hear the recommendation of like a pencil width of a stream. And then anytime temperatures drop below 20 degrees and our lows over the next 9 days, Thursday night into your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, morning temperatures will be below that 20-degree mark, and those pipes, as that water expands when it freezes, those things can burst the pipes. So again, keep dripping the faucets. Watch for the black ice this morning. We'll have more on your weather and traffic right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Outdoor forecast time. If you have to get outside, bundle up. Be prepared, Lacey.
It is cold again. Wind chills, guys, are near zero. Hank Brown's out on the roads for you, bringing updates. Secondary streets, neighborhood streets, still snow and ice packed. Interstates, highways looking good. But did you see this yesterday? We received hundreds of pictures of the sundog yesterday. Was that not amazing? Look at the halo around the sun. It looks like a picture from Canada or from somewhere in the northern states where this actually happens a lot. What happens is you end up getting all these ice crystals up in the atmosphere, and when the sun rays hit it, it causes that arc, which actually forms into an entire circle. Looks absolutely beautiful. Love the wildlife pictures coming in. Look at the quail huddling together. Kathy sent us that picture from Fairview. Now, the ponds and the lakes, they are frozen over. That ice is not thick enough to walk on. Please don't let your kiddos walk on that ice. Kids, if you're listening to me, don't try it. It could cost you your life. It is very dangerous. We get up above freezing today, and then another chance to get back in the deep freeze and more light snow. We'll get to all the details coming up right after this break.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Welcome back. It is 6:30 on the dot and taking a live look at our downtown cam this morning, and a lot of folks already out on the roadway. The good thing, the major interstates are looking okay. You have to watch out every now and then for black ice, but it does seem like they got a good job of clearing everything out, and then the sun came out yesterday.
It's sort of maybe back to normal for a lot of folks. Hopefully you were out of work for the last couple of days. Certainly kids still out of school, but got places to go, things to do. We're going to continue to monitor the traffic situation. But yeah, busy out there at the Dallas Junction.
Well, I tell you what, we know school is canceled for a lot of folks because of those secondary roads. Lacey, that's where we need to get kind of this next round cleared off.
And that'll still take a while, Robin. It really will, because we'll get some melting and refreezing. That process in the secondary roads, especially shady spots, that's going to take a while. 10 to 12 to 14 inches of snow. It stays on the ground for days. And Hank Brown is out this morning. I do want to point out in that shot you guys were just showing, seeing the city lights, you can see a little haze. That is light fog. That's teeny tiny water droplets there at the surface that could create additional black ice. That's why Hank is out. Hey, let me show you Hank's shot full, guys, if we can. Now, he's on the secondary roads. You can see the mailboxes, the driveways here. You can just slide right out into the road. If you're not careful, you can travel on these roads, but you have to go slow. And we'll get an update from Hank coming up here in just a little bit and find out exactly what he's dealing with. But you can see that is a sheet of ice. Let me show you some of the pictures that are coming in, because so many of those to get through. We love them, of the kiddos out in the snow. Keep them coming. This picture, though, is so unique from Piedmont. Ray sent that to us. Take a look at your TV. See the feathers there? That's where a bird dove down, buried its little beak there, trying to get something out of the snow. And I just thought that was amazing. It's like imprinted. It's like a snow angel, but it's a true bird angel. It's just amazing. Keep the bird seed out. Make sure that all the wildlife has access to water right now, because it's tough on the wildlife when it's this cold. And then watch for black ice as you're heading out. Watch your front step. Watch your driveway and those neighborhood streets for sure. We're watching for any additional drizzle. Next Gen Live fired up. Currently not seeing that, but that could change over the next couple of hours. There is thick fog down in southeast Oklahoma, and we could see more settle on into the south and maybe even here in the metro now through 10, okay? Not locked in for everyone. but we're watching for that because fog, when you're in the teens, creates black ice. We're also watching our next storm. See it coming in with the snow going on in the northern Rockies. That arrives tonight and tomorrow morning here in Oklahoma. Currently on our Lucky Star Sky Cam network, not a lot of wind out there. We're down to a cold 15 degrees currently, 8 in Kingfisher, 8 in Chickasha, Pauls Valley, 17. Winds are light. And this afternoon, guys, we climb above freezing again before we go back in the deep freeze for several days. We'll talk about how much worse the roads could get coming up. I'll send it back to you.
Lacey, thanks. You know, Oklahoma's starting to thaw out, as you heard Lacey say, getting above freezing today. But neighborhood streets, they're still very dicey, forcing several school districts to cancel today. Some school officials tell us that decision is not an easy one to make. In fact, we spoke with Putnam City leaders who tell us it comes down to safety of students and staff.
Wind chill is the main one right now that we're looking at just to make this monumental decision.
Taking a look at the list of districts that are closed today, it includes Moore, Edmond, Oklahoma City, so many. We have them scrolling there at the bottom of your screen and on the News 9 app.
We're watching the roads for you as well on your Wednesday morning. More people are out on the roads. We can already tell, Megan, this morning.
Absolutely. The morning drive is picking up. That is for sure. And that's why we do have our Hank Brown out on the roadways for us, like Stanfield, Stephen Owsley, to give you shots of what those road conditions look like here at 634 on your morning drive. And this is Hank's shot. He's there with a little couple slick spots there on the city streets. We'll kind of flip through these shots here and show you several more as this looks like it is I-44. So traffic picking up, as you all mentioned, several more shots to show you. I've loved the Guthrie camera here over the past couple of days because you can see the snowpack there and all of kind of the yards of all the folks that live here in this Guthrie shot, but also the ice and the snow that still covers the roadways on the city streets compared to the Broadway extension. If you're headed into downtown from the north side, things look good to go. Coming in from the south side, I-35, it is busy from the Dallas Junction there, and then I-40 and Air Depot looking off to the east. If you're coming in from the east side of the metro to the west to downtown, smooth sailing, no accidents, guys. Back over to you.
Megan, thank you. Oklahoma City Council members got a closer look at some of the design elements for the new multi-purpose stadium in downtown Oklahoma City. So the stadium is going to be in the form of a U that opens up to show off the skyline. There will also be a canopy roof to make sure that all 10,000 seats are covered, and people will also be able to stand right behind the goals.
If you ever watch soccer, you're familiar with soccer, one of the defining features of those stadiums and what makes them different is that wall of color and supporters that is right behind the goal, waving flags, and they have smoke and everything going on. That's what that section is right there. So those will have safe standing rails in front of them so people can stand safely.
So construction is set to finish in late 2027 ahead of the inaugural soccer season set for 2028.
Well, there's some punches flying at the end of the Oklahoma City Thunder game. Watch Lou Dort there, yep, and he's having some words with the Pelicans. Former Sooner Jeremiah Fears, yep, they get into it, and then it's almost like both teams are like, hey, not our guys. The two had to be separated afterwards. The good news of it all, yep, the Thunder came out, they won the fight, and they won the game, 104-95.
I'm in no business to give advice to Jeremiah Fears, but I wouldn't want to get into it with Lou Dort.
Way, that's for sure.
That's a big dude.
Oh, man, hot hands on a cold night, Lacey. It was cold out there for sure.
Very cold. We got above freezing for a while yesterday, and then, yeah, now we've fallen back down into the teens. It is frigid as you're heading out this morning. We have a little light fog settling in, the chance for some light freezing drizzle. Hank Brown is out on the roadways for you. Interstates, highways, mostly good. How's it looking just getting to that point, though? Hank will have a full update, and we're staying in the teens through the morning. We have another chance for some snow. We'll talk about that coming up.
Also next, a massive apartment fire early this morning. It displaces a lot of residents there right off Meridian and Northwest 10th. We have a report coming up from the scene next.
And debate intensifies over a potential immigration and customs enforcement site in Oklahoma City. What city leaders are doing to address neighborhood worries. It's ahead. All right, welcome back. It is coming up on 7 a.m. and it's very cold out there.
It is.
It's going to get above freezing today, but will it will it help? Will it help is a big question.
Sure, we'll get some melting. It doesn't melt everything. No, the snow is not going to go away today.
Yeah.
But we love these pictures. I mean, you guys have just, I mean, I don't know. We've had thousands of pictures.
Right.
We could just show a whole newscast of pictures.
People have been at home on their phones sending in.
Yes, they have.
I got a text, by the way, from Magic Man and Rachel over at Magic 104.1 and said, hey, Lacey, I'm ready to send you over my measurements if you're still needing them.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate that. I do. But we've got all the snow measurements we need.
You were on Jimmy Kimmel. Did you know that?
People told me that.
Okay, yeah.
People told me
how's your
that.
social doing right now, Lacey?
There's a lot of people sending a lot of things that I did not ask for. But I did ask for snow totals, snow measurements, and I definitely appreciate those.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm never going to live this down. Just add it to the list, you know?
It's
Add
like
it to the
Porn
list.
Pirates, sister. Just embrace it. It's really okay. I mean, at this point, you just got to own it.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And this is just one of those things.
Lacey, that's why we love you. You know it, girl.
I love you guys. And I do love your pictures, and I do love your reports. Let's just talk about the snow. Like this picture.
Okay.
Check it out. This is Bella. Check this out, guys. You talk about measurements and snow there. 10 to 14 inches of snow. Shawnee has school today. Is that right?
I think Shawnee has
Shawnee is in school. Yeah.
Most people out. I'm checking on Enid too because we had kind of conflicting reports about Garfield County, but most of them, Lacey, they're just staying home again.
Staying home again. Another school day. Look at the puppy dog and look at Bella there enjoying the fort. That's amazing.
That's so cool.
It's a whole cave that you did. People get so creative. I love your pictures. Keep them coming. I do want to show you shots from across the metro. If you're waking up and maybe you haven't even ventured out yet and you've been snowed in or staying in since Friday, the interstates and highways are flowing pretty good. But Hank Brown is out on secondary roads and he has come across some areas, Hank, that have been a sheet of ice. Other areas, not too bad. Give us an update.
Yeah, Lacey, I'm down by the airport now, and a shot you showed a couple of shots ago of me that was Grand Avenue between Penn and May, and it was a solid sheet of ice. So here, this is Portland Avenue, and you can see that it's pretty dry. It's pretty clear. Expect that there's going to be snow in the medians, so that's going to cause a little bit of an issue as you're trying to pull in and out of driveways. Neighborhood roads are packed down. There's still quite a bit of snowpack on them. And even some of the off-ramps and on-ramps, those transitions, while most of them are dry, there are some spots of black ice. So just give yourself a little bit of time. Be a little extra patient this morning. Back to you, Lacey.
A little extra patience. That always goes a long way. Thank you, Hank. In those shots, too, the lights, you can see just a little bit of haze. There is a little bit of light fog settling in. Just watch for black ice. Obviously, if you see the snow on the ground, the snow is a little bit better to get traction on than those areas that are like a skating rink. Highways, interstates, mostly dry. City streets, there's still lots of ice and snow in spots that you're going to interact with. Neighborhoods, most of them, still snow, even ice packed. So be careful getting to the highways and watch your sidewalk, your front step this morning, your driveway. If you're going out to check the mail, slips and falls become a concern. Now, the amount of snow that fell on this map, that is the snow pack. This was a major winter storm, as we told you, starting all the way back in Arizona, all the way off to the East Coast, all the ice, the freezing rain and ice and sleet that knocked out power. Still about 400,000 customers in the states to our southeast without power. All the snow that fell in Oklahoma still blanketing the grounds. Now, the swath in yellow, where you had the 10 to 14 inches of snow, you haven't even made it above freezing yet. We got above freezing in Oklahoma City, 36, but all that heavy snow helps to reflect and refract the sunlight, and the sun's energy goes into trying to melt that snow, not heating up the air around it. So 31 in Medford, 32 in Enid, 29 in Hollis yesterday. But in OKC, we broke that stretch and we topped out at 102 consecutive hours below freezing. Now, we're going to try to do it again. We will get below freezing as we head into tomorrow afternoon, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, and stay below freezing until Sunday. So more pipe bursting conditions are going to be possible. Now, this morning, let's talk fog because it is thick in the southeast, down to 2-mile visibility in Clinton, and light fog is blanketing central Oklahoma. Those water droplets in the fog, which is just a cloud on the ground, can actually start to stick and accrete on the bridges, on the roadways, and can cause some additional black ice. So if you're traveling this morning and the visibility drops rapidly, be careful. You could start to drive on ice. If you're starting to notice freezing drizzle or a little moisture on your windshield, know that will also start to stick to the roadways. Megan will have a full traffic update for you coming up in just a minute. Freezing fog advisories in the southeast where it's thicker, and now we're turning our attention to the northwest because that storm system arrives tonight, tomorrow, and another round possibly into Saturday. That's what the roads look like right now in Guthrie. It is 15 degrees. It is 6 right now in Woolhall, 11 in Enid, 9 in Altus, some 20s in the southeast, but we're all below freezing. Winds are 5 to 10. Many areas have wind chills close to 0 as you're stepping out. But today we will see more sunshine. We'll warm back up to about 39 degrees this afternoon. Many see 40s where you have the most snow on the ground. You're going to be several degrees colder. And then tonight, really early tomorrow morning, we'll start to watch that storm approach from Kansas with some light freezing drizzle, maybe some sleet or light snow in the metro. It's only a 20% chance in OKC, but a higher chance to the northeast, and that could cause additional slick spots. Lows tonight will be in the teens and 20s, and then tomorrow, highs are very cold and a gusty north wind. It's going to feel pretty raw tomorrow. Again, north winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. And then Friday, we're in the 20s and low 30s for highs, locking in with a chance for some light snow come Friday evening and early Saturday. That could give us a chance for a trace or maybe a light dusting in a few spots. So you may wake up Saturday morning to some light snow, but that's not going to really add much at all in the way of the totals. But getting back into a cold spell for sure. 40 on Sunday. We really start to thaw it out next week, guys. Here come those upper 40s. Back to the forecast. I'll send it back to you.
More headlines this morning talk about a rude wake-up call. 2 families hear a knock on the door and have to be evacuated after this massive apartment fire on the northwest side of Oklahoma City overnight. It happened a little after 2 o'clock in the morning near Northwest 10th and Meridian. Crews say when they first got there, they found the fire coming out of the attic. It was starting to spread. They were able to contain it, but the recent weather made things a little tricky inside the common area.
The biggest challenge the weather presented to us was ice around the apartment area, and what it really does is just makes people have to move a little bit slower to prevent from falling.
No injuries were reported. Crews are investigating the cause, but they believe a gas leak was involved in starting this. We'll be watching the investigation.
Putting something like this that's going to be a cause of so much fear and division and is going to attack the very things that make this community so wonderful.
Some Oklahoma City taxpayers taking a strong stance against a potential immigration and customs enforcement facility proposed for their neighborhood. Dozens packed City Hall this week, urging city leaders to push back against the Department of Homeland Security. Our Lisa Monahan joins us in studio this morning with the city's response. Lisa?
Well, Colby, the meeting stretched on for hours with emotions running high and concerns ranging from public safety to the future of the community. And now city leaders are exploring legal options to prevent Homeland Security from opening the immigration facility. And the first order of business, asking Homeland Security to follow the city's special permitting process, a step that gives the community a formal chance to weigh in. There's a lot of concern which surfaced almost immediately when DHS sent a letter last month notifying the city it planned to convert a warehouse near Southwest 29th and Council into the immigration processing facility. More than 60 people are not leaving anything to chance. They showed up at the council meeting voicing their concerns over safety.
I don't like the idea of the federal government just coming in and taking over and telling the city council what they're going to do with our community and our state.
Now, city leaders say they're prepared to take legal action against the federal government if DHS moves forward, but also explained that any effort will most likely be unsuccessful. Mayor David Holt has also reached out to Oklahoma's congressional delegation asking for their support. And Oklahoma City plans to protest as well. There's one scheduled for Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at that warehouse down on Council. Colby.
Lisa, thank you. Oklahoma City Mayor David Holt says the city will explore all legal options. We've also received a response from an ICE spokesperson who says there are no detention centers to announce.
We're watching the roads for you on a Wednesday morning just before 7 a.m. And let's get over to Megan Gold. She's eyeing things for us right now. Hi, Megan.
Hi, Robin. A crash has just popped up in the westbound lanes of I-40 at Southeast 15th. We've got a crew headed that way. And as soon as they get there, we will have an update for you. That came out as an injury accident. We don't know if that's weather related, but the main interstates right now are looking really, really good. It's still those secondary roadways that have the ice and the snow coverage on them. them. Up on the north side, things are just fine. It's down on the southwest side, this area of construction that has caused slowdowns for a couple of weeks now, just south of I-240 all the way back to 104th Street in the northbound lanes of I-44. And there's that backup there from the ODOT camera. Otherwise, our main thoroughfares are good to go. From the downtown camera, it's actually been moved. Maybe some breaking news scene. We'll have an update for you here in just a minute. But the Broadway extension looks good. Integra's camera there, and also watching for that freezing fog. An update on that here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Coming up on the Community Spotlight, we're preparing for a night of magic at Jonathan's Magic Theater. Ahead at 9 a.m. Our Addie Crawford is going to take us to the preview and learns some magic herself.
Hey, don't forget, we live stream our newscast. We're live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel. We'd love for you to subscribe so you could chime in. We got almost 300 people on there right now. A lot of folks chiming in. Heidi says, good morning from McLeod. Heidi, thanks for joining in.
Yeah, and how about next, though? He's asked, is Enid schools canceled? The answer, no. They are back in school today. By the way, we have that full list of closures right there, scrolling at the bottom of your screen and at news9.com.
And what do you do when the kids are out of class, Colby?
You go sledding.
All right.
First sledding trip for these boys because we had to go find a hill. And
hold on tight.
It was awesome. They had a great time. They must have climbed that hill 100 times.
Cardboard.
On the cardboard, yeah, we could not find sleds anywhere. They are sold out everywhere.
Do you have AirPods in?
I did. I had it so I could hear if my phone. So I could make sure the sound quality on my phone.
There you go.
Yeah, so I put my AirPods in. And also to keep the inner ear warm.
Oh, man.
There you go.
Boone was a little hesitant at first, right?
He was.
Your baby.
We had to trick him. We had to trick him and say, no, we're just going to sit down and take a picture real quick. And as soon as he sat down, we're like, all right.
I got you.
Yeah,
hold on tight, Dad.
I'm telling you, a lot of these hills and places are still snowpacked.
Yeah, they will be.
And they're iced over. That one, so many people had gone on it before us. It was
like
nice
a skating
and packed.
rink.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Great.
We love your pictures, too, that people are sending in. Keep those coming because this isn't going to completely go away for the next several days. In fact, we'll add more to it. I do want to show you a view right now from Hank Brown, who's been out on the roadways for you. The sun coming up now. We got a little light fog settling in, and some patchy black ice will be possible on top of what we already have out there. We'll update you if we start to see any more problems. Be safe, take it slow. You can get where you're going.
I don't know if we can show. I think that's Stephen's shot, maybe over off I-40 and Southeast 14th. Real quick, we do have a snag over there. So that's one of the ramps there. Again, I-40, Southeast 15th. We're watching that for you. We'll have an update right after 7.
And Megan, you can keep your eye on that. We'll talk at 7:26 about the latest as we get details from police.
Hey, make it a good day. We'll see you back here in just a little bit.